Hi guys, my name is Nicole Spazzeri and I am a nutrition and weight loss coach here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm also a master personal trainer and owner and operator of NikkiFitFitness.com. So I'm here today to talk to you about some holiday tips and how to successfully navigate holiday events without gaining weight. So some of you may have heard before that the average American gains anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds between Thanksgiving and New Year's. So think about that, between Thanksgiving and New Year's, 5 to 10 pounds. So that is an astronomical number. So today I want to give you just some few things that you can, one, think about when you're at an event, and then also two, just some different ideas and tools and tricks that you can use, like I said, to navigate these events successfully. All right, so number one is going to be eat before you celebrate, right? So if you're going to an event, let's say it's in the afternoon, don't wait all day long and not eat and save your calories for the event itself. It is far better to eat normally, just like you normally would, and to have some form of a snack right before you go, so when you do get to that event, your eyes aren't this big and you just want to eat everything in sight. It's going to give you a little bit more self-discipline and control when you're tempted with some of your favorite holiday foods. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy your holiday foods, but I'm just saying you need to be mindful so you do not over-consume. And many of us have multiple holiday events to go to, so we have multiple chances to try some of our favorite treats. So don't feel like you have to have all of them in one sitting. All right, so tip number two would be pick protein. So when you're at an event, most of them will have some form of protein that you can eat, whether it be turkey or ham. At Christmas, you might have fish, whatever it might be. So go for that when you're starting to build your plate, try to figure out what you're gonna have for dinner. Think protein. Also too, think about fibrous vegetables and beans, things that will make you feel full. So go for those first, take your time, eat slowly, and then after that, take a pause and see if you do want seconds. I know that so many of us eat quickly and we're talking to friends and we're talking to family and we're really just not paying attention and we're just chomp, and they're like, oh, let's go get seconds. So I encourage you to pause, take a moment, hang out with your friends, drink some water, and see if you are actually full. Okay, so moving on. So bring your own dish. So this is kind of two-part. So if you're going to an event and you know that there's not going to be a ton of options for you, I highly encourage you offering to bring something. It could be anywhere from a veggie platter or roasted Brussels sprouts or broccoli or something healthy that you know. You already know there's going to be some form of protein there that you can most likely eat. So look for something that you can bring vegetable-wise to contribute to the event. The other part I want to talk about is I talk to my nutrition clients about this all the time. And it kind of goes in line with bringing your own food or taking control of the situation. So if you are going out with friends or girlfriends or family and they want to go to a certain restaurant and you know that there's probably not a lot of stuff that you can eat at that restaurant, step up and say, hey, I think that we should go to True Foods, or I have this new restaurant that I found that I love, can we go there? 99% of the time, your friends and family will say, oh, of course, definitely, because they really don't care where you go eat. It's just about spending time together. So just a side note, put that in the back of your mind for later in life. Turn your back on temptation. So when you're at a holiday party, usually when we walk in, there's a spread of appetizers and treats and different things sitting out. If you're going to snack before dinner, get something small, but then turn your back on temptation. And what I mean by that is go in the other room. Right? You do not have to stand around and drink your glass of wine and have all this food in front of you, because you know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen if I do that. I'm most likely going to just eat and nibble, and then before you know it, I'm full, and now it's still time for dinner, and we haven't even talked about dessert yet, right? So turn your back on temptation. Out of sight, out of mind definitely applies here. Use smaller plates. That's definitely a good tip too. So if you're at a holiday event and you have options in size, use a smaller plate, right? You can fill that smaller plate up and it's still going to be far less if you use a larger plate and you filled that one up as well. Now, when it comes to desserts, I want to encourage everybody that of course you want to live, right? And there's usually multiple things we want to try, and it is the holiday season, so give yourself some grace and enjoy these foods. But you can use what I call the spoon method. And what that is you grab a tablespoon, like something you would eat soup or whatever your regular food would be with, and take your dessert plate, and if there's multiple things you want to try, take that spoon and get one scoop of that size of each of the different items. That way you get to taste everything, you still get to partake in it, but you're not getting a whole serving of this, a whole serving of that, because those calories add up really quick. And then the other one I want to talk about too, the other part of this that I want to talk about is if you're hosting an event. So we were just got done talking about when you're attending an event. So what if you're hosting an event? What can you do? Well, you have a little bit more control of the situation. So I would say when you're trying to build the menu, think about, once again, your proteins, your vegetables, whole grains, right? Do you need dinner rolls? Do you need bread? Absolutely not, or most likely not. Yes, Aunt Sally wants them, but does Aunt Sally really need them, and do we really need them, right? So just be aware if there are certain things that you can exclude from your menu. Most likely guests will also bring stuff as well. So talk to everybody, maybe plan a more minimal meal, because like I said, once everybody gets there and all their dishes are there, you're gonna have a huge spread. Also to invest in Tupperware. Throw away Tupperware. When your guests come over and they're getting ready to leave, don't let them leave. Say, here, why don't you take some of this, or why don't you take some of that, and get it out of your house, right? One, you're not wasting food. You could also gift it to someone, right? Put it in the Tupperware. Maybe you have a neighbor or a friend down the street that maybe doesn't have family. You could take that food, and what an awesome gift. Giving them a home-cooked meal during the holiday season, I think that's fabulous. The other thing you can do is freeze food, so you don't have to throw it away. When you have leftovers, don't just put it in your fridge and continuously eat it. Freeze it. You can take it out at another time and eat it. And the other one that I love, that somebody told me this a long time ago, and I use this even when I am not, making a holiday meal, when I'm just cooking in my kitchen, is chew while you chop. So while you're in the kitchen and you're prepping food, chew gum. If you have mint gum in your mouth, mint flavor is important, you are not going to be able, or you are most likely not going to take that gum out, spit it out, to be able to try all these different types of foods while you're cooking. I don't know if you've ever experienced making a meal for, a group of people or even your family and friends, and by the time it's actually ready, you're not hungry because you've been nibbling and experiencing and tasting what I call the BLTs, which are the bite, licks, and taste. The bite of this, the lick of this, the taste of this, right? So be mindful of that. Chew mint gum. Also to drinking water while you're in the kitchen cooking, or even when you're at an event. Stay hydrated. And that's pretty much all I have, right? So the holiday season is crazy, and there's tons of opportunity to make really good choices. And also to your good choices, when your friends and family see you making them and they see how good you feel, they're gonna want some of what you have. And I call that the trickle down effect. So if you can take care of you and you can be a healthy person, make good lifestyle choices, you are going to get to influence others. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys' time. Happy holidays, and I'll see you guys soon.